What's up, guys? It's Tristan with ChiroSushi, and all week we're featuring our good friends over at Fortis Payments. Hey, without Fortis Payments, we're not able to bring you badass people like Jay Abraham, Tucker Max, Brian Tracy, Grant Cardone into the BDC ChiroSushi Summer Camp experience. So thank you to John and the team over at Fortis for that. Today we're going to talk about how what you're not taught in chiropractic school and how Fortis kind of can help you with that. And it's really about the business side. We're with Dr. Mateo. What's up, my man?
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Thanks, dude, for doing this. So, Doc, before we get into kind of your journey with Fortis, I always have to ask, because I usually have a betting game on this in my head. What got you into chiropractic? Tell me about that journey first.
I'll give you the short version of that. So me and my family were actually adjusted from a very young age. Well, I actually went to school to be a pediatrician at the University of Indianapolis. My brother had this great idea. He was going to go to chiropractic school because he loved the hours and wanted to make good money too.
Mm-hmm.
So while I was in India, I went to Riley Hospital a lot and saw kids in that sick state and said, it doesn't make sense what we're doing, why we have so many sick kids. And
Yeah.
me personally, I love kids. So I didn't really like seeing them in that state. So I decided to just follow my brother in the chiropractic school. And then about a year in, someone actually sat me down and explained that chiropractic had to do something with your nervous system, which I never put the two together. And then kind of the rest was history after that. I really fell in love with it and moved here to Lexington, Kentucky, not knowing a soul, and opened up my practice almost 6 months ago now.
Now, were you from Indy originally?
I'm from Northern Indiana. I went to undergrad in Indianapolis.
Oh man, we're right in Carmel, man. We love it. I just moved to Indianapolis or Indiana outside Indian or in Carmel outside Indianapolis, and I miss the water a little bit, but that's cool, man. So tell me about what you didn't get in chiropractic school from a business perspective. Like tell me about your journey of launching practice and what you feel or realized when you launched.
Yeah, so one of the things in school, so I'm a part of AMPed, so I really love that community, and they really changed my life. They were the first people to ever explain to me that it had to do anything with the nervous system. It was also where I got my first green book, which was by Fred Barge, Life Without Fear, which is the name of Life Without Fear Chiropractic. But really in school, it was really my brother kind of is the one that kind of got me to where I needed to be. But he said, you could be the best adjuster and you could, be the smartest person in your class. But if you can't explain it simply to people out in your community, what good does it honestly do you?
Right.
So that's something in school I feel like they didn't teach us. So it was like when I got in the fourth trimester. So in third trimester, I started visiting offices, which is like a must for anyone in the profession. And I started traveling to some of like Dr. Michael Viscarelli, Dr. Eric Kowalski, some of these bigger offices just to see like what this thing was all about. And while I was there, Dr. Michael specifically, I just remember sitting in a waiting room and they're serving like 1,000 people a week at that point. And you would just see so many people come in with all these different things. Like you'd be in the waiting room and almost be like prison. It's like, what are you in for? Like, and some people had like headaches, infertility, a pregnancy, some had their kids in, and all this different stuff. But it was really there just being able to see like the mission of chiropractic and how the body heals from the inside out and how to communicate that to people and then bring the value to them where they're actually willing to commit to care and then get their families under care too, not just themselves.
And one of the things that the AMP guys I know are really good at is they understand that it's costly to open up a practice. So they are masters of doing it frugally, right? And so one of the things that Fortis is able to do when you launched is tell me about that, like how easy they made it for you to launch a practice.
Yeah, so Fortis is amazing. Luckily for me, so I've maybe seen like a few offices that didn't have Fortis. After that, the majority of AMP made the shift to Fortis because it made the most sense. So I've worked with Fortis, even though I've been open 6 months, for probably about 3 years being in these other offices. But with them, one of the things the first thing I love about them is they love chiropractic. I think that's the first common thing that we have with them. But just their team's amazing. There's no like sign up fee. The swipers, you can just get them delivered to your doorstep from Amazon. And then being able to like we do monthlies here. We can't do pay in fulls. So we do pay per visit or monthlies. Majority of people choose monthlies, but having it set up in there where you're having the financial conversation once and then you're not having it again for like another year makes it easier. You're just not giving people an opportunity to opt out of care because of finances. And then the other thing I love about them too is just the tech side and customer service. I remember we do lots of screenings here. I was at an event, something wasn't working properly on the app, and I was able to get a hold of Rick. He got me sorted out, and we're good to go. And then the tech side, like if someone's payment doesn't get accepted or gets declined, an email goes out to them, and they have those processes that, you know, really take care of that for you without taking you away from your office, which is the most important spot for you.
Love it, man. Tell me, about if you were to talk to a young doc, maybe you're at BDC summer camp next year, you're walking up the Scottish Rite, and you see another doc and you said, hey, and they ask you a question about Fortis, obviously you recommend it then, of course, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I for sure recommend them. It's just kind of a no-brainer to me. Like when you're opening a practice too, like I did tons of networking. You run into all these different people that want to offer you a processing company. But
Yeah.
to me, it wasn't even like, there was never a consideration just because the fact that I can pick up the phone or they have the chat box there, like it makes the most sense. And then how their payment system's set up make the most sense to me too, how it integrates. It's just my time is valuable. When you're building a practice, and especially to a student, if you're building a practice, your value when you're new to a community is being out in that community or serving people in your
Yeah.
practice. It's not trying to watch every transaction that goes through, trying to reach out when people don't make a payment. Like having someone that does that for you is the most value that you could probably have through a processing company.
I like it, dude. Man, congratulations on your how well you're doing. Thanks for sharing about working with AMP. Thanks for sharing about working with Fortis. Obviously, that's what brought us here today, guys. You can click the link above to get a scheduled demo or learn more about Fortis. Keep on rocking, dude, and keep on telling the truth out there, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate you all for having me.
Thanks, man.